Yo guys, what's up? It's Blackheart here and welcome to a new video. I already recorded this video, but I don't know why I lost it completely. Like it was cancelled from existence after I stopped recording it. So I'm gonna record it again. I even made my own tier list. So at this point, I'm gonna make you see here and take an 8 tier list like this, so you can see what I did in this video. Basically, what I did, it was confronting Arslan's tier list with mine, basically, but I'm gonna leave you the tier list at the end, so you can make all the comparisons you want. We are gonna just analyze what Arslan did and how much I disagree with Arslan, basically, on his tier list. And why I think overall it's still a good tier list. I'm not saying the tier list is broken or the tier list is not good. Most of this tier list is okay, I think. So let's try to analyze the points in which I think is right and the points in which I think is wrong. Saying that he's wrong, it's not correct. I'm sorry. More than, let's say, the points in which I don't agree with, let's say. So, he puts most of the characters we agree on the top 5, so that's good. So, the usual characters, nothing new there. Like, on this, I can say that everybody agrees these are the most broken characters in the game, and no one can say otherwise. Then the other top 5 is also pretty agreeable, in my opinion. The only really character that I think doesn't stand out in this tier list, and that should be, in my opinion, top 10 at least, is King. Like, for example, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, I would personally put King instead of Claudio. So, because the problem is that Claudio has some little weaknesses. King, in my opinion, in this moment, has no weaknesses, and is one of the most broken characters in the game, in my opinion. So, apart from that, I think this top 10 is pretty agreeable. But then we get to the really, divisive part, to say the least. That's the Hworang and Steve placement. On this, I don't know, guys. This is probably the most, the thing that you can say most, oh my god, is he for real? He put Hworang and Steve over most of the cast. Like, Hworang and Steve better than characters like, I don't know, Xiao Yu or King. So, in Arslan's opinion, Steve and Hworang are better than King. I don't know why he makes these kind of reasonings. I cannot explain an opinion on why this would be the case. Because honestly, in my humble opinion, again, I don't see those like Steve and Hworang any better than King, for example. Like, at least Hworang and Steve have some, clear weaknesses in some areas. So, if, for example, I don't know, if we speak about Hworang, he's very hard to master. And he has a lot of things, a lot of weaknesses, especially in some areas. Like, for example, he has a lot of high gaps in his offense. His lows are not the best. Down 3-4 now, it's always launch punishable. His offense is kind of good. He has insane damage, insane wall carry. On this, of course, we can agree that Hworang maybe is something to be feared. And on that, we can agree. But is it really something to place him this high? Like, I honestly would like to see why he thinks Hworang is this good. Speaking of Steve also, like Steve of course has a lot of gaps in a lot of areas, like a lot of highs, a lot of things that can be parried with punches. He has some good areas, don't get me wrong. He has some good things, some of the best counters in the game, but also his hit game is not the best. For example, Hworang's hit is very good. Hworang has a 10 frame counter hit launcher, so that's super good, of course. Nothing that makes him, I think, broken, but that makes him very good, yes. Some of the best combo damage, some of the best Oki tools at the wall, especially. Like, on this, we can agree that Hworang is super strong. But stronger than most of the cast, I don't know, because at least most of Hworang's offense can be countered, at least. What can you do against King, for example? Against even Kuma in it. Like, Kuma in it becomes absolutely a beast. and you cannot do anything basically. The only thing that makes him Kuma not the best character in the game is probably that he has weak clothes, but for overall Kuma is probably more broken than most of the characters. So this is the main reasoning that makes me say I don't know. Apart from this, I think we can agree with most of this tier list, and again, also Xiaoyu super strong, Kuma super strong. Victor, personally, I don't agree. Personally, I don't agree with Victor placement. I think the character is far worse than most people think. I played a lot of Victor in ranked, and I had a very bad experience, in my opinion, with the character. I think he has a lot of problems. Sorry for the burp. A lot of problems in a lot of areas. Like, for example, his lows are trash. His poking is very mediocre. His neutral is very mediocre. He's good at Oki, wall Oki, combo damage, wall carry. But is it enough to say that a character is good? Like, I personally don't know. Like, I cannot agree on Arslan on this. Most of this, I can agree. The only really weird thing for me, is the Hworang placement. Then we get to the lower part of the section, in which I basically don't agree with almost anything he says here. And we can go into detail as why I think so. For example, I'm not gonna talk about character specifics because it will be too long, but for example, he places Jun very, very low. And I don't agree with that. I think Jun is probably one of the most underrated characters in the game, one of the most downplayed characters in the game. And most of you know that's my main. So even though my opinion probably could have even more value to this. But I honestly think Jun is very, very underrated. Like, she has a lot of good things in a lot of areas. Yeah, she has not the best offense in the game, but it's not like she's weak for the overall. Like, she has a lot of strengths in a lot of areas. So really, I don't see her weaknesses too much like other characters. For example, I don't see Jun any worse than Zafina, for example. I don't know, for example, Zafina placement in this tier is kind of high for what it is, if you think about it. She's almost top 20. And I don't know, I'm playing her and I think she's very good. But I don't see, for example, her better than Lily. I think, for example, Lily's placement in this tier list is very, very wrong, in my opinion again. Like, personally, I would put Lily way higher than she is right now. She has a lot of great Tekken 8 tools, like she has one of the best with punishments in the game. She has great tools overall. Like, her tools are not weak. Like, what she does in this game is very good. Her 50-50s at the wall especially is super good. Feisty Rabbit is super good. Her eating gauges are very good. She excels in a lot of things. She has very good evasion also. Like, honestly, I think she's also very, very underrated in this tier list especially. Like, most of the others agree that Lily is also very good, also for her movement, for example. So yeah, I don't see that happening, that Lily is so low. I will put her personally A+. In fact, you can see that in my tier list, I think she's A+, if I remember correctly. Leroy is fine. Leo, I guess is fine. He also thinks that all the Mishimas are very weak, by the way, as you can see. He thinks that Kazuya, Heihachi all belong to the B tier. I personally don't agree also on this. I think the Mishimas are also way underplayed in this tier list. Personally, for example, I would place both Kazuya and Heihachi in A tier. You can see that in my tier list later. I think the Mishimas are absolutely strong in this game. And they can be very, very threatening, especially at the wall or in Oki situations. So yeah, not even the famous step left mechanic against the Mishimas works anymore, because now they have a lot of things that track from that side. So yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, it is what it is. Reina also, I think she's not very high. A lot of placements in this tier seem a little bit wrong, in my opinion. But I wonder why, for example, he thinks that Reina is not very good. Or like, for example, Kazuya again, Heihachi. I think these characters deserve a way better spot. Lily, for the overall, I think for the rest, we can agree on most of this. And then there are the trash characters. Here, really, we get to the most disagreeing part of the tier list, in my opinion. The part in which I disagree the most. I see characters in this tier list that really don't belong, in my opinion. For example, you have Asuka. You have Lee in this placement. You have Lars in this placement. Like characters that are absolutely strong in my opinion, and I don't understand why he thinks that they are so trash. For example, Lee has some of the best wall carry in the game, some of the best wall damage in the game. Yeah, his hit is not the best, but it's still kind of nice for what it is. Again, he has very good poking. He has great keep outs with back 4 and 4-4-3. Back 3-3 is a menace right now, is a low also. So he has very threatening lows and mix-ups and, a very good evasion with 4-4-4 or the stances evasion. Like, I don't see Lee any weaker than all of the characters above, honestly. Asuka is so misplaced in my opinion here. I think she's a menace and she's not very considered, I don't know why, even though she has some of the best tools in the game. She plays Tekken 8 very well, let's say. She has strong parries, strong sabakis. She has one of the most oppressive Tekken 8 games with hit games, with running 1+2, 4-4 1+2, down 1+2. Her engagers are very good with step 2 and 4-1+2. Again, all of these things are good. How can you say that she's trashed here? Trash? I don't think Arslan is ever I don't know if he plays against the good Asukas, but the good Asukas I play with against, especially online, I don't know offline in an offline environment, but the characters I play with the Asukas I play with online are a menace. Basically constant unreactable 50-50s in which you have to guess for your life every 2 seconds, especially if the Asuka is good and places those running 1+2s very well, and she can oppress you so much at the wall. And if you guess wrong and you get hit by running 1+2 or 4-4 1+2, you basically die to 100 damage basically. So I don't know, I think Asuka is a little bit misplaced here. Honestly, I also think Lars is very misplaced, very underrated. He has a lot of Tekken 8 things that work well in this game with the 50-50s. Again, that it doesn't risk much to do these 50-50s. For example, he has Dan 3, that's one of the most broken mids in the game. So again, I'm not saying that he's wrong, but I just don't understand why he thinks that these characters are trash. Like, probably underwhelming in some areas, yeah, but trash, Asuka trash, I don't know. I'll give you my reference in my tier list so you can have a better perspective on what I think about the characters and why I think this should be the correct placement of the characters, basically. They are not ordered right now, so don't expect the correct order, but these are just the tier lists, I would say. These characters are right now. You tell me what you think of in the comments. You tell me if you agree more with my tier list or with the Arslan tier list. You're gonna tell me what you think. I don't know. Having said this, I would say the Arslan tier. I agree with like 70% of Arslan tier list. I would consider it a good tier list overall, not too bad. But there are some placements that I really don't understand. Maybe you can make me understand later in the comments what he was trying to deliver with this tier list in some placements and positions. So again, guys, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed this quick video. I hope you will follow me on all the social media and tell me what you think about this tier list. You can always be free to tell me whatever you want. And you guys see us soon, very soon again. Bye!